Welcome.
Welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you guys?
Doing well.
Mm-hmm.
So welcome to Talk to Them. I am one of your hosts. I'm Renauda Mitchell.
And I'm Kennitha Wade.
And with us today, we have Miss Maryetta Wells, but we call her Miss Wells. How are you doing today?
I'm doing so good. I'm just so happy to be here.
Okay. So we normally do it like just a little brief check-in, just how you doing, what you got going on. We'll just keep that to how you are doing specifically. We'll get into our other stuff lately. So how you doing this morning?
I'm good.
Okay. I'm tired. I woke up at 5:30 for no reason and then fell back to sleep at 7:30 and woke up late. So that's how I'm doing. But so today with Miss Wells, for some of you may know who she is and some of you may not, but Miss Wells came into my life when I started working at a nonprofit, and her passion is helping families and children, and particularly, all families and children, but especially Black and brown families thrive. And even though I was there in a work capacity, I gravitated towards Miss Wells, and I still involved my family in all the programs that she had going on. So she's now off on her own, doing her own nonprofit. And so we wanted to bring her on and highlight what she has going on. So can you tell us how you got into early childhood education and what that journey was?
Well, I am the youngest of 8.
Mm-hmm.
And in my family, the first one, her birthday is on October the 13th and mine is on October the 12th.
Mm-hmm.
And we're both the educators.
Okay.
She has been an educator for years, and plus she was a principal, retired. And there's a school in Salem that's named after her, and that's
Okay.
Hammond Elementary.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've always, being the baby of the family, have always idolized her, but I've always enjoyed family.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always learned from family.
Mm-hmm.
So education and family has been something that's innate inside of me,
Mm-hmm.
and it continues to grow to this day. So I've been really excited about it, and with that excitement and learning from just my sibling order, to me, that's how I became a teacher.
Okay.
I've been teaching for a long time. Elementary education. I was born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana, came here, went to school in Eugene at PSU, and, got the degrees and everything. And family is everywhere that I go.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important for me to have that. Even when I went to school and I was away from my family, I always found my place in somebody else's family,
Mm-hmm.
just to kind of keep me upright and whole until I got back to family.
Mm-hmm.
So family at the beginning, family now, and forever always is who I am.
Okay.
And so to this very day, let's see, I was at a nonprofit here in Portland, Oregon for almost 31 years,
Mm-hmm.
teaching, being there for families, supporting them, but not in a territorial way, just to be attached to them as needed and honoring who they are, but at the same time, having a respect and so grateful that they allowed me to be part of their family. And that takes trust. That
Mm-hmm.
takes trust. There's a lot of that we don't have today, but it takes trust and it takes time.
Mm-hmm.
So even though I am the youngest in family, there's only 4 of us left. Excuse me. It just kind of bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
There's only 4 of us left. Family is still who I am. With each step, I am family.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I roll. That's how I roll. And so to this very day, after leaving the organization that I was with, I started a nonprofit, LLC. It's called Black and Brown Families Matter.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't exclude any other families, but we all have to be acknowledged.
Mm-hmm.
And the not just the slogan, the heart, the movement of it is, if I'm not good, you not good.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that it adheres and it's family towards and across all cultures.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important for us to understand that if family, which it has been taken off the table, if it's not put back at the core of life, nothing, we're going to die.
Yeah.
We're going to die. And the youth brings the life.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to put family back in its place, and that's the core of life. And if you're looking for resources, whatever, they will come if you put the essentials back in their proper place. So pretty much so that's who I am, and that's what I love being. And I do say yes, ma'am, and no, sir.
Still to this day. So, and then I just wanted to speak to the family piece that you brought up, because there's a lot of us who were in your classes, in your groups, or on your caseload who transplanted here. So there is no family,
Mm-hmm.
or you are here and you have a lot of family, but it's not like that for whatever the reasons. Families, fall apart, come back together, separate. And it don't have to be no bad blood, but sometimes where you are on your journey is not where your family is, good, bad, or indifferent. And I was in a space, being a new mom, still, so first time mom to the little girl,
Mm-hmm.
and then bringing in my son. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I was spastastic. I was all over the place. I was trying to be this perfect mom. I don't know where I got this idea from, but I was trying so hard to be this perfect mom. And Miss Wells has a way of coming in and just helping you calm down and relax and think about it. They gonna be okay. And it's like, but it don't feel like that on the inside. I want to, I don't know, spaz out. But I'll say, in all programs, she has what we call us premier parents.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I always feel like I'm saying that wrong. But those are a group of us who we went through the parenting class. We went through PCDS and all this. We graduated. We kept coming back. But you keep coming back because of that sense of family, that trust, that bond, that support that you bring.
Mm-hmm.
We had no reason to have to be there. None of us were ordered to be in these classes or these groups, but there's a part of the belonging and knowing that you're not alone as a mother. That's like part of our friendship is built on that same type of thing. Like, we're not crazy. These kids is crazy. Or maybe they not crazy, but maybe we are crazy. But, having like a somebody who is like, you're not alone in this. And then that's how me and Ariel met, was through all of those groups and interactions and stuff like that. And she's one of the closest people in the world to me now.
Mm-hmm.
But we were able to be in those spaces because of the space that you provided for us. It doesn't matter what entity put the dollars behind it or whatever, but it is because of what you brought for us. So I just wanted I know we did this at your retirement party for them, but I just wanted to put that on record that just because there's a group doesn't mean that, it's going to be effective. It's how you deliver that and how you made us comfortable. And she talked to us like she's somebody mama or auntie or mentor or something like that. She didn't play no games with us. It was, even if it was a hard conversation, it was with love, but you still felt like, oh my God, I need to get it together because I don't want this conversation again, but it was never shaming anybody or anything like that. So you opened your nonprofit. We went in and we moved around the NAACP and did the opening and had some people singing and brought other people together. It's this continuous giving back. I guess my next question is like, once you retired from the other place, what made you could have just been like, you know what, I'm retired, I'm good. I got kids, got a grandbaby, let me, do my thing. What was your motivation behind still wanting to do this work after 30 some odd years? Well, longer than that, because you were teaching before that.
It is because even while you're on one path, you can see the next road while you're on that path.
Okay.
What happens is sometimes we need that, not a push, you need that shove to get off that other path, to get to the door. The door's been open. So it wasn't that I left a bus and then got on another. No, I have been off the bus and now I'm on a fast moving plane.
Okay.
But the clarity of it has always been there. So pay attention in your day and day goings and comings, going out and coming in. There's clarity to the next steps in life. It's not close to you. It's wide open. People you don't even know, they're going to come and start talking to you about it. And you're going, who's been talking to them?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's making it clear for you. The grounds will speak to you and tell you. People that are around you that's close to you and people that don't even know you, strangers will come to you and tell you that this is what's coming up next. But what we do as human beings, we get comfortable. And I must say, I got too comfortable until, I'm just going to say it, the Lord just moved me out. Just moved me out. And when it's time to move, you must.
Yes.
You must, because all three of us, we're parents. And we know for our children to learn, there are a lot of things we cannot be there. We cannot be there. We have to move out the way. The children have to go. They got to bump their head a little bit. They've got to touch and feel. There's sensories that's going on that they have to sense themselves on their own. Now, when they're little and things, we kind of peeking a little bit, to make sure they're good and they're okay. But pretty much so. That's why when the child goes to not just pre-K, goes to daycare the first day, they're going to come back different.
Yeah.
I tell everybody that when your child goes to daycare for the first time they come back, I promise you they're going to come back different. That's what human development does.
Mine got dropped off different. I was devastated.
So it's been speaking to me ever since. Ever since. And so now I know that time is on no one side. I do not waste it at all. Being here today is intentional. It's essential. It's not a waste of time. I promise you it's not. And so what happens is, it's not that, what's the statement that you all say all the time, I'm not cool with this person or they blah. No, I don't do that. I'm pretty black and white. I'm not very emotional. I learn from everything, even if it brings tears to my eyes. And the tears that come are to wash, heal, and strengthen and make whole.
Yes.
And so it's important for these things to happen, but it's your perception of it. You can run around and think that, oh, this was terrible, but it's not. Everything is seed. Everything is learning. So you can either you can either talk about it or you can speak about it, because speak is connected to do until it's done, and then you put it on repeat. So it's important. It's important. I saw it before I even left. And so here I am now. I will be a teacher as long as I live. I love being a student because I love to learn. I could be on the college campus for the rest of my life. But now I'm in a position, I'm a president and CEO. So I have to have people around me that give me that shove and that push, just like the two of you. And so now I even study and I look in terms of being a president and CEO. What are the core things, not just the actual agenda steps, but what are my heart marks that I'm supposed to do as a president and CEO? That's the thing. I know I have that. But no matter what you have, always believe that you can be just a little bit better. Those pies and things that I gave you, the ones you've had before, you thought those was good. Those are even better.
Okay.
So that is the way that you look at life. You can always be just a little bit better. So that's all I feel this step is. It's just to make things just a little bit better. And not just Maryetta, but everything that is attached to me also. And so then it's my job to go back and say, Miss Renauda or whoever, that's what we're supposed to do. We're always to be connected. And that's what family is. Family is multiple relationships. And then the other part is we got to learn how to disagree.
Yes.
It's always good. It's good to disagree. I'm a descendant of Congressman John Lewis. I love to cause good trouble. I'm the baby of the family. But it's important for us to understand that having trouble, good trouble, is necessary because next level learning is right there. Not linear learning, next level learning. So if you're ready for that, know it's going to be work. And there's going to be times that you're going to disagree, but still be good.
It hurts, though.
I know, but it's a choice. It's not options. It's a choice. And you got to choose that because so many things are entwined in that. And one of it is called maturity.
Right. I was making a joke because I was standing on something and I was in my BS and I was just, I don't care. I felt this way. And her husband, G, was like, oh, no, that's not right. Da, da, da. And I looked at her and she said she agreed with him. And I could not take it. Like,
She did not agree.
I was like, I'm going home. So, but
She felt so betrayed.
I did. I still to this day, but then she did it to him yesterday. So she keeps doing that to us. But that, and I feel like that's why, like what you just said, for me, the people that I'm in business with, I have interpersonal relationships with. People say that that's a horrible way to do business, but for me, it's not because I can talk straight to Kennitha. I can talk straight to G. I can talk straight to D'Angelo. Nobody's feelings are going to be hurt. But if I say something and it's got a little bit too much on it, they can be like, what's wrong with you? You know, because we love each other enough to where I can say what I need to say. But also, if I said it in an unkind way, oh, wait, let's stop because you don't normally talk to me like that. So like with that kind of funk on it. So is it something else we need to talk about before we move on to the next thing? And I think for me personally, having that family, that friendship built, that bond and that mutual respect allows us to have those conversations and disagreements. It will just be like, well, that's how you feel, that's how I feel, but we still got business to do. We still got family to do. These kids still need to get together, you know, whatever it is. So that's kind of like how we operate as a group. And I feel like it's effective for us. We keep doing shows together. Everything keeps working out because we all talk to each other. We're all there for each other. We've all built that same, again, that bond that I think some of this is skills that you already have. Some need to be developed and some are picked up. But doing things like being involved with your programs as a participant or a premier parent or whatever it is helps to develop those skills. And I know you have an event coming up.
Yes, I'm so excited about it. We know that in the United States, there's a lot of celebrations and dates and holidays that we have federally and governmentally or whatever you want to call it. And a lot of them are based upon lies. They're not true.
Right.
And so because of that, we know that in this area, it was called the Northwest Territory. It's embedded in these laws that were called exclusionary laws. And they are deep in the soil. So we've been taught that whatever has learned can be unlearned. So we're here to be seed planters. We're seed planters. We're planting seeds right now. And so we're going to plant these seeds in this march on November the 27th, the day before Thanksgiving. Because, Thanksgiving, I don't celebrate it for the United States. Right, That's just another time for all of these galles to get together and have a great time and have good food. And we laugh loud and we're going to have karaoke and all of this fun stuff. And some of my relatives will be here from out of town. But it's not because of what the history says that Thanksgiving, because that's not true. That's not true at all. So the march is called Footsteps to Family Future.
Okay.
Here we go about that family again. Family has got to get back in its proper place. We all, not just others, we all have taken family off the table. It's important for us to do that. It's important for us to do that because it not only helps the other person who we are serving, it helps us individually. And it makes this world a better place. So it's on the 27th of this month, the day before Thanksgiving. It starts at 10 o'clock. We'll be starting at the NAACP office that's right there in the Lloyd Center.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to start there. The walk won't be too long, but we're going to go around and we have signs and we're going to march for family.
Mm-hmm.
And then afterwards, we're going to have some litigants and some those that have been elected locally that'll be there. Let's see, Congressman Manning will be there. We're trying to get Miss Janelle Bynum there also. My other colleagues that are part of Black and Brown Family, that's Mr. Tony Freeman. Let's see, Miss Molly will be away with family, but I'm hoping that you will be there.
I'll be there.
And past students will be there. And keep in mind, we're going to definitely have lots of youth. And youth is because that's life. Mm-hmm. Whenever you see something, and you will see this in this march, we will have youth. Because that means there is a today, there is a now, and there's a tomorrow possibility. So it's called Footsteps for Family Freedom. And it's going to be an annual thing. Okay. So next year, if you guys want to do it, let me know. We're going to start working on it right after the 27th.
Okay.
And so we're going to continue that on, because what happens is whatever you start, remember, it's seed and it's going to plant. And so we're going to have everybody there across all cultures, just having a great time. We're looking for non-perishable donations to anybody want to offer, just to give to the walkers as they leave. I don't care if it's an apple or orange, just something, a pen or a pencil or a potato chip, just something, just to say thank you for coming out. But thank you for thinking about yourself, your family, the city of Portland, and the United States, and for our people. And our people is people across all cultures. So that means if I'm good, you good. So that's what we're going to do.
Good. That sounds exciting. I will definitely be there. Even though it's going to be cold outside, I'm coming. I'm going to put on my boots and my coat, and I'm going to walk. I might complain, but I'm going to walk.
It's going to be fun.
Not about the walking, about the cold.
Oh my.
But yes. I still think being involved in things like that, especially if you're in any kind of public figure setting, I say that because I don't look at myself like that, but I feel like some people do. We've had this conversation before, but I think it's important to give back and get involved. And sometimes people are like, oh, so-and-so did this thing, maybe I'll do the next one. So it's about being the, walking the talk that you talk, right? Like I do nonprofit work. It's in me, but also I get paid to do that. So it's also important to me to do the stuff that does not necessarily reward me monetarily, but from the heart, like I felt good because I did that. So that's why one of the main reasons why I have no problem showing up for you, but also just because of who you are to so many people unapologetically. Like you ride for us, you hold us accountable, you are an inspiration, like to a lot of us. Like at first I was like, oh yeah, I can do this job, but I seen that, I realized it was more in me than just on me. And then just talking to you and hearing your passion, I'm like, it's okay to do this and, build your way through this. And I don't know if proud is the right word, but just especially extremely happy for you starting your own journey and doing it the way that you would like to do it. And people get behind you because of who you've been for all of us without wanting or needing anything in return. One of the things that we wanted to talk about was just balancing motherhood and career, and how that has been for you. So I know sometimes for me, it's like there's career, then there's the creative side, which you have this too. You have all this, the same stuff we all have going on, career, creativeness, and then these kids, and what that balancing act has looked like for you. Or maybe we need some advice to figure out how to get, kids, because same thing, kids, the sports and their creative stuff, our creative stuff, working stuff. Like how did that look for you?
Well, You want me to tell you the truth?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Let me tell you, doing what I do, because it's not just a task, it's ministry. It's been placed inside me from the day I was born. Your children, sometimes they have a different story to tell.
Okay.
And their story, it's not that it's just all emotional and they don't care. They're telling the truth. So know that along this ride, and keep in mind, we're talking about something being reciprocal. Even though that might be mommy or daddy's ministry and their ride that they're in, it does take you away from them quite a bit. And there's some resentment that comes up out of that. But what happens is, when they tell you how that bothers them, how it makes them feel, you got to listen. Yes, it hurts. And they're going to tell you that. My children are young adults now. And they'll tell me to this day, and I won't go, no, I have to hear. Because what happens is there are things that are uncovered and they have to say throughout their lives. They didn't know how to say it when they were younger, but they can say it now. And then there's some other things they still don't know how to say. But I have to be there to hear it. It's like standing in the wind, and the wind is just blowing your face, but it has to happen. And it's not just happening to them, it's happening to me. To me, it's a visual appreciation of something being reciprocal.
Okay.
So that means that not only did they learn from me, I have to hear and learn from them also. Because there are some things that I need to work on. I need to know how that made them feel. So what happens in that reciprocal relationship between both of us, we are teaching and learning from each other. And to me, that is the core of family. So know that in these positions, when something has been placed upon you, you got to remember who's connected to you. They might see it as hurt. And some of it isn't a might. It is hurt. And then there are situations like, it was years living here in Portland, Oregon. I didn't go to the Rose Festival Parade. Where was I? I was at a track meet somewhere out of the state of Oregon with my son. Or I was with my daughter going this place and things like that, because that was my job to do. That was my heart choice. It wasn't an option. It was a choice that I chose every day when I got up. Every day. But then there were some days I'd had to be away. And that bothered me. So know that in these positions, there are situations where, I'm not going to say there's always situations where everyone is learning. You're learning in a posture of being a teacher, or you're always learning being a student so that you can be a better self. So what happens on this very day, when things happen, I'll hear my daughter Ashley, or I'll hear my son Booker saying how such and such made them feel. And I learn from that, take that on the inside. And then I go, okay, and I do it just a little bit different. And so what happens is, you've heard me say this before, I'm a dot connector. So I have to connect the dots. If I could not have connected this time we're together to the dots, I would not be here. And so, again, as I said, like with those desserts I brought you today, they're much better because they're connected to those old recipes, and the dots connected to them today. Just a little twist in there, a little better butter, a little better vanilla that you put in there. And in that kitchen, cracking up, laughing, thinking about, oh my God, Renauda's going to have a fit when she gets this box. And all of these things, all of those things we have to take to heart in life. Just to make a little better. It makes you better, and it makes whoever's connected to you better.
So how do the people get a hold of you if they want to, multiple things, if they want to be involved in Black and Brown Family Matters, and also if they want to order, is it too late to order cakes for
no. They haven't.
Cakes and pies? She do cakes and pies and all that good stuff for order.
That's La
And there's a
Maison du
hard
Calier Desserts.
there's a hard cutoff date, no matter who you are. You got to get your order in by a certain date. Don't matter.
By the 24th.
24th.
The 24th, 5 o'clock, that's it. If it was my mom and daddy, if they were still alive, I'd say, oh, baby. I'm so sorry. But your daughter can't make you no pie. Daddy would go, oh, Lord. But yes, it's November the 24th by 5 o'clock. And it's called La Maison du Calier Desserts. And yeah. If you want to reach me for Black and Brown Family Matters, that's bbfm.marietta, MARYETTA @gmail.com. Mm-hmm. Or feel free to call me at 503-490-8350. And we would love to have you there. If you have any in-kind donations you'd like to bring, I don't care if it's, like I said, a bag of chips, some fruit or whatever, just come and we're going to have a great time. You're going to meet and greet some new people that you've never seen before. But I bet you it'll be a beginning of a wonderful relationship.
Yes. I'm super happy for you and to be involved with all your activities moving forward. Is there, do you want to do Jim's? How much time do we have?
Oh, we're doing good.
Got 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna do something a little different and do our gym in the middle because Miss Wells has one of her other many talents is singing, and she has a singing engagement. So, we offer a gym at the end of each of our podcasts, just something to leave the folks with. Did you want to start, or want to start with Miss Wells, or?
I can start.
Sure.
Yes.
I haven't said. I don't think I've said anything.
You haven't said a lot.
I've just been listening and learning, and I guess maybe that's my gym. There's always time to learn something. Like learning is good for the soul, and every time I have a conversation with somebody, now I feel like I learn more about them than I knew before, and so there's always an opportunity to learn, and so going to every situation expecting or trying to learn something new.
Mine is going to be about listening, and not just listening to hear, but listening to comprehend. After like the event last night, and then just having folks on the podcast, listening to people's stories, like also you learn a lot about them, about life, about other things, and it validates folks. And I feel like just listening to people fills me up in some kind of way. I think that's why I went the storytelling route with that show. But just taking the time to listen to people, and not just in a professional or I have to, or rolling your eyes, like really be prepared and open and ready to hear those hard things and take those things and work on them. Also, when listening, something that I need to work on is when people are giving me feedback or compliments, not minimizing them. I feel like that goes into a part of listening, because you're robbing the other person of being able to express themselves when you're like, oh no, it's no big deal, or no, accept it. What is that you tell us to do? Sit is something that means sit in it, or
Salah.
Yes, that. Where you have to listen to people say the things that they say to you, and you have to sit in it. You can't respond. I've gotten away from that. I need to be able to do that comfortably. But in the going up into the next level of my life, I think I left some of that on the last one. Being in an uncomfortable, not in a bad way, uncomfortable, but in a new territory. Trying to get comfortable with what life looks like for me now. I need to do some more of that.
Well, I think mine is, I'm just grateful to be here. It's a new day. And what I'm hearing is that even though I know both of you, today is a brand new day. So I came with what they call a tabula rasa, a clean slate, to start a brand new day. And looking at both of you, I see you differently. it makes me want to cry because I'm just so excited. I've always been excited, but now I'm excited even the more. So I think it's important that whenever we meet and greet, that we come with a new day. Because a lot of times we travel so heavy. And I'd like to leave this with everyone. Remember to travel light. Travel light as much as possible. So when you come around that person, you're bringing to them great, as you say, listening skills and the things that you have also. It's important for us to be there for one another, but we can't do it if we have so much baggage that we can't even hear what they're saying. So we're serving one another. And it's important for us to continue to do that. And that, again, is the core of family. Family is multiple relationships with people serving one another because they care. And it's unconditional. So let's go.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome.
You dropped so much wisdom in such, I don't want to say little time because, it was some time, but at the same time, I feel like every time we connect, I'm learning something. So I appreciate it. Anything you want to say before we?
No, just thank you. This is what I think I envisioned our episodes to be. Some very good information to just share that people can get to learn. And yeah, thank you.
You are so welcome. Just enjoy your day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Had a brief intermission.
Yeah, that was good. I had to wipe some tears a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know what is up with me. I be feeling emotional in here, just, I don't know, talking about life and things like that. Like, it's good stuff. It's, I think, still in this transition of some sort of change where I need the emotional piece to, go away. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm all right.
Get back to regular business.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not super emotional either, but I'm like, I feel like the older I get, the more I'm like, oh, but what is
that?
What is that? Why is that? Am I tearing up?
Right.
Let me go. So how dudes be like, let me go do some push-ups or something.
Right.
Get rid of what's happening. But yeah, it was good to have her on, and she's so passionate about helping families and community. Like, that's how I've always known her to be. And it's all gas, no brakes with her with that. So
and I feel like my experience with Miss Wells, I've seen her since I was in elementary school. When I was a little kid, her husband worked at our elementary school.
Okay.
And Mr. Wells. And so that's how I first knew Miss Wells. Then later it was getting to know Ashley and still knowing Miss Wells. And, I haven't seen her husband since elementary school, but I've seen Miss Wells always,
all over the place.
Yeah. And so just knowing who she is and coming in contact, Miss Hannah, Donna Hammond, who I talk about all the time, their family.
Oh, that makes sense.
She said Hammond Elementary. Yes,
that makes sense. That energy is very similar. That makes so much sense.
Yeah, and so it's just sitting here listening to a little more information, things that we miss out on, which is one thing I expect every episode when we have a new guest to be something like that, just learning a little more about them. Yeah,
that's cool. So yesterday, we did the first official, I'm going to say it the right way, unlike D'Angelo and G and everybody else. Well, Chris posted on Facebook, posted it properly, but it's La Libra's Lines, Laughs, and Lyrics, a storytelling hour. I know it's a lot to say. You don't have to say it all, but some version of at least the right words. Can we do that? Which is funny because when I did it, when I put the name on it, I knew that people weren't going to be able to keep it all together. But I was just at least hoping, shorten the words that are there. Don't add stuff. I think D'Angelo said laboratories or G said laboratories. One of them, I was like, that's not even, they're like, it's a bunch of L words, which I did on purpose. But still, I'm like, wow, y'all confused? That confused? But we had our first show last night, Poets vs. Comics, and I sort of kind of co-host. I don't know if you can call it co-hosting. I was like an assistant host because I really did not stay up there a lot because I didn't want to host in the first place. And I was up there a little bit, but not really. But besides that, because I woke up that morning and I told Kennitha, I felt like I was going to throw up because I don't want to host. I'm not a host. And everyone's like, oh, no, you did fine, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I can't do that level of anxiety for the introverted, shy. I don't want to be a pure person that I am. But I was up there a little bit of beef between the poets and the comedians. Friendly beef, but beef. And I think we had a good time. Voting, I feel like, went really smoothly. That was one of the things that I was the most worried about.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that we did it, when you read them off for me as I wrote them down, I feel like that went really smoothly. The coin toss was hilarious. How they responded, especially Dooley. But it was a good time. Everybody got up there and did their thing. Dahlia killed everybody. And I want to say that I don't think it's necessarily that I'm psychic or anything, but I knew for a fact that the poets were going to sit down and write. And I knew I told the lady who owns the venue, I said, I'm 99.9999999% sure that the comedians did not write. But I know the poets did. I'm also that much sure the poets did. And so I asked them as they were coming in, and I said, Dahlia, did you write? She said, oh, we're gonna see. And I was like, okay. I already talked to G, and he was like, what they had really, it was crazy is they did not write anything in particular for the show, but they came with amazing stories.
Wait, now I'm trying to remember. Did G in fact finish the story he started?
No, he did not. No, he did not. He treated us like one of those Facebook stories. When you scroll in and it's like, oh, you marry this billionaire to get your inheritance, or you're going to pretend like you're not. That's how he did us. He started this story. And I'm telling you, I was so into this story. We were both like hooked. And then he said, I'll finish it though. Y'all hear it later on if I decide to tell the story. I was like, no, here's 10 cents or the coins or whatever. Finish the story. He was like, well, if I don't tell it, then I'll tell you guys afterwards.
He said he was going to tell it at the storytelling event.
But he said if he didn't, he would tell us.
Right.
It's been almost 24 hours since that conversation.
It's been a lot. Yeah. I'm like, I forgot what the story was about.
About him having the dude peeing on himself and whatnot. Because he said something about the dude having to learn from the situation, but he couldn't because after that he got his ass whooped. So he couldn't learn anything because it was the dynamics changed.
No,
we're gonna have to talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Side note, sidebar. We just had a whole mutual epiphany or whatever, but they told really good stories. The poets told great stories too, but they just comics won or whatever. And I'm not supposed to be biased, but
right. Or
but
whatever.
I was the host for the poets, and then D'Angelo feeling some type of way talking about he want to see the numbers. I did all the calculations. You think I cheated for the comics? That don't make no sense. I'm a poet.
He said they your friends.
Everybody on stage is my friend. It don't make no sense. So yeah, he was calling for a recount. It was crazy.
Well, you know what? I did like how many people were actually there and how many tickets we tallied up.
So I if they missed the first person or if they came in the middle of the first person, they didn't get a slip. So everybody where are those slips? Did we take those? Everybody who was there for the whole thing voted. But if you missed even 5 minutes or 2 minutes, if you walked in, and I got that from that comedy club that does that because it makes sense. You need to be able to hear everybody and everything. So, yeah, it was good. It was fun. Obviously, after you do a show, there are some things that you wish went smoother. Mm-hmm. But as long as the audience is not affected by it, then it doesn't matter to me.
Oh, you know what we could do?
What?
You could do a Kahoot. Oh, I just had a whole idea.
Okay, we should talk
Yeah,
about
we
that
did.
often. Ooh, yes.
Mhm.
Okay, maybe, because some people are slow. And I don't mean that in no disrespectful way. I mean, like, physically, you not getting to the answers in time. But that would be cool. So we started off. We had a coin toss. Poets won, so they went first. And we went poet, comic, poet, comic. And we had our regular G and Dooley beefing with the DJ about the music, because Marlon likes to play music through them being on stage for some reason, because it's funny to him. It is funny because G was standing there and he was talking, and you could see that he was competing with the music. Then he turned around, he's like, "Turn that shit off." And it was funny because Dooley was like, he thought it was just a part of the ambiance of the show, so he didn't tell him to turn it off, but he wanted him to, and like, it was so funny. I'm like, if you don't need the music, just tell him, like, "Hey man, cut that. Like, I can't think and do this." But it was fun. It seemed like everybody had a good time. The venue space loves having us there. They don't have a lot of shows that are people of color like that, so we're trying to fill up that space. Take advantage of having that as an available space. But did the coin toss. Everybody went. We Kennitha and I tallied up the votes, and then we delivered the results, which is Dahlia was the overall winner. Then the comedians won as a staff record label and as a crew. And then Dahlia got a microphone trophy, and everybody else got glow stick necklaces that had a ribbon on it that said participant, because they participated. And G was trying to say he won too, but he didn't win. He was, if you're not first, you're last. Like, I took that from Talladega Nights, and like that's what it is. If you're not first, you're last. Dahlia won and held it down for the comedians,
but you said they win as a team.
But he didn't win. He still got a participation.
So what's the point? What's the point of the team thing?
Because you tally up the team wins, and then they get to decide. Like, say moving forward, 3 times comedians win, and so they get more team wins than everybody else. Then they get to decide out of all the people who didn't move forward, who they want to push forward to the final round. Or maybe we'll look at those. If you still have those slips, we'll go and see who has the most votes out of the time that they were on, and that person gets to be moved to also compete in the last show of the year. It's just something to give people a second chance to compete in the last show. Does that make sense? He still didn't win. Because he was talking mess. And Dooley kept talking mess about the poets talking about the hotep stuff we was doing. I'm like, poets ain't always on some hotep stuff. I've never did a hotep poem. Is Black Man a hotep poem? I don't think so. He'd just be like, we're all on some, I don't know. And it's not what it is.
You was offended.
Yes.
It was good. The show was good. I had fun.
Yeah.
I felt like I was multitasking. I was like, I was trying to be a camera person. I'm like, I don't know if none of this is working right. The camera is not meant for videotaping, so every few minutes the camera would just shut off.
Yeah.
So I had to watch it the whole time. And then G wanted me to take pictures. And so then I'm like walking around trying to take pictures. I'm not a camera person. I'm like, I'm hoping I got some decent photos. I don't know.
And I'm having a hard time doing hosting / navigating people / trying to sell drink tickets. So I'm like, Kennitha, why are you doing 3 other things?
Oh, and I'm trying to sell drink tickets. And I'm like trying to sell drink tickets and find the change, watch the camera and take pictures. And then I'm being talked down to like I'm being stupid.
How come you can't do 12 things at one time, Kennitha?
Like, no, stop videotaping. That's pointless. I'm like, I'm trying to test the camera out to see what we can do with it, like how it can be useful for us. I am sorry. And I'm trying to navigate. I'm like, there's 3 different ways to pay, but I don't really have a way to check if this money goes through on this app or that app, and nothing is going through on the other app. And I was like, and I'm trying to take candid photos. Anyway, but it was good. But I also could have just sat there and watched it because I was really enjoying it.
Yeah.
So then I had to stop. So I'm like, did I miss something? Well, hopefully I was recording.
I mean, it's fine. I think next time with G more than likely hosting on the comedian side. Because so what happened was, as soon as this one was booked, immediately at the last paint and sip, Lance was like, "Can I do the next one?" And he was like, "Oh, Dooley's hosting. He can't be my partner." I was like, "Well, he don't have to host. He's hosting mainly because G is on the ticket." And he was like, "Okay, so me and Dooley can do it." I was like, "Sure." I hadn't even thought about. He didn't care what the date was or none of that. So the comedian side is already booked. We need help with other people who aren't comedians. I feel like it's gonna be comedians versus on every single one. We don't want that on every single one. But D'Angelo's son Micah was like, "Yeah, if I got up there, I would have hurt people's feelings." Da da da. I was like, "You can get on." Because he does music. So I'm like, you as a rapper, you can get up here and write you a story. You want to be on the next one?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, I just, I don't, just being young and cocky or whatever. I was like, listen, you can get on here.
Mm-hmm.
You can get on here with Dre because he does music. You can get on here with Jahi. He does music.
Mm-hmm.
I do music, but I'm not getting on there as a person who does music. I'll do a poet, but whatever. And there's a few people, if they don't want to do it, there's other people who can in the music community. It was nice too. My cousin came through. I didn't know he was coming. And then he brought a cousin that I never met before.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen them. They were sitting behind me, or where I was standing. They were sitting behind me.
By the door?
Yeah.
Mm.
He was like, "Oh, I'm so-and-so's son." I couldn't hear what he said. I was like, "I don't know who that is either." But I gave him a hug. I was like, "Well, whatever. You're my cousin. Hi. Nice to meet you." But again, weird meeting brand new family members at 42 years old. But yeah, it was a lot going on in a good way. And my friend / old supervisor came with her daughter and her daughter-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
And she'd been trying to come to an event, but she's like us, but worse. She'd be like, "It's too late. I'm not going." But she was like, "I need to get out the house. I'm really gonna come." And I was like, "Okay, Sonia." But she really actually came and stayed the whole time and enjoyed herself.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know where the information forms went.
I only got 2 of them.
Okay.
I mean, I only
Did you get
received
one from Sonia?
2 back.
Okay.
I found 2 of them. I don't know where they got. I don't know.
Well, either way, but she was like, "I marked everything. I want to come to everything." Because for her, the time frame we do stuff is a decent hour.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's still late for her, but it's a decent enough hour. So that was fun. And then obviously Diamond from Love Buzz Dispensaries, one on Gleason. I can't remember where she said the other one is.
Mm-hmm.
Burnside, maybe.
I just hoping I was recording.
And then she'll open a third one. Maybe we should have her on. She's very shy. She'll be like,
she'd be okay. It's just
I think she'll be fine, but she'll be like, "I don't know." I'm gonna call her. But I say she sponsors everything that we do. We'll just leave that at that. And yeah, it was a good time. Ari didn't make it. They were coming, but somebody put somebody on her schedule without her schedule was blocked off, and they unbooked us an appointment time and just put somebody on her schedule without telling her.
Okay.
On her way out the door, this lady came in with her daughter.
Does she work? She work at a salon? She
partially works out of a salon. She works out of her salon, her mobile salon, but she also has a booth at it.
Oh.
So it's both. But somebody unblocked her schedule and put somebody on there. So she, hotter than fish grease. But she was like, "Can I still make it?" I said, "Well, Cachet's on stage. He about halfway done, and we got one more person." So they could have made it to at least see Dahlia if they wanted to just get out the house. But
yeah, it's same.
Yeah, I was like, "There's always next time." But she was so mad. She was like, "I'm so sorry." No. Stuff happens. Like, you ain't got no control over that. People do weird stuff and it affects our lives.
Things happen. Yeah.
It is what it is. But
I wish we could do something like every week. I wish
I mean, we can.
we could. I wish it was money wise,
Yes.
sense. Money wise, I wish we could do that every week and not have to worry about a lot of stuff. Like, I can't wait till we get to that point, but because
I
it's
feel
so
like
much
we're
fun.
getting there though. I feel like it's building. Like, we have more stuff going on. It's popping off smoother. Even though we forgot some stuff yesterday, but that's fine. Show still went on. We shared pins. Everybody, it was fine. Everything was great. Things happen when you everybody who throws events knows, so nothing's going to be 100% perfect. Something is going to go wrong in some way, shape, or form, and then you just roll with it. But yeah, I'm gonna go buy a box of pins and put them in the our travel thing. And
I think after every event you got to sit down and have what went well and what could have been better, so that you can improve for the next one, right?
Yeah.
So the event, it went good.
It went good. It did.
I can't wait to sit down and debrief and listen and watch the footage. And
man, I feel like that's gonna be like all the randomness. So what I was doing, since I didn't want to be on stage though, is I was walking around with a mic talking shit from the audience. That was fun to me. More fun than just being on stage talking, I think. So
we'll have to see what all I have. I don't know. I got to piece it together.
I do have to apologize because I did accidentally reset my timer and it went off in the middle of G's story, and he yelled at me. And not yelling for real, but he was further away from me than just being able to be like, Renauda. So it felt like yelling.
He was
from
like,
where
damn
I was,
it. You was in that damn timer.
But I was like, I didn't set it. I stopped it. But in the timer thing, where you think you'd be pressing stop, it start. Like, it just starts all over. Who just starts it all over? That doesn't make any sense. So anyway, yeah, I apologize. I'll apologize to him in person. Maybe today. Maybe not.
I think he'll be all right. All right, so what we got coming up?
Coming up on the 29th at Norma Jean's is Acting a Fool. I don't know what time that starts.
I don't know, because it's a pre-show, right?
There's a pre-show. Last time was at 7:30. So probably still 7:30. The 29th, the day after Thanksgiving, is our very next thing. And then, as far as we know with our scheduling right now, our very next thing will be our paint and sip on the 28th, 4:30 to 7:30.
December 28th.
December 28th, 4:30 to 7:30, because right after that, from 8:30 to whenever it's over, we have Acting a Fool. Or is it 8 o'clock? It might be 8 o'clock to 8 to 10 or something like that.
We got a whole day.
We have a whole day of creative stuff. So you come sip and paint with us, and you come laugh and whatever with us. Well, on that one, I'll be doing the door. You'll be doing footage, I'm assuming.
I'll be trying.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it do what it do. We're gonna have a whole day plan for y'all, and whatever you want to get into after that is on you. But
they might have a party afterwards. Last time they did. It won't be our event if they choose to do that. But
right.
Yeah.
There may be an after party at Norma Jean's. So the paint and sip is at O'Dear's from 4:30 to 7:30, and then after that we leave from there, break down, go over to Norma Jean's, which will be mostly set up to where you just got to come plug in DJ stuff, and start that party or start that show and get ready for that after party situation. And then I think we'll be done for the year with events, because that is the 20th of December. We just want to go enjoy somebody else's events. And then we'll let you know what we got going on in come January, because I'm sure we're going to do something. We do have a paint and sip scheduled on the 25th of January, the day before Kennitha's birthday. I gotta make some canvases.
So yeah, that's what's to look forward to. We'll make some flyers and put them out there. So,
Yeah.
Pay attention to our page, friend us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram, I guess, as they say.
Yeah. So on Instagram, I don't know why I yawned right there, but on Instagram, I am where you'll find most of my flyers and stuff that I put out is either going to be on Balance Entertainment or La Libra the Artist, and in between each word is an underscore because I had to be extra.
Yeah, and mine is Kennitha.Wade. And another one is talktothem.kw. That's my Instagram handle. So yeah, talk to them.
You're Kennitha 82 now.
Oh, you're right. I changed it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Kennitha 82. Telling everybody how old I am.
Right. Well, my other page is La Libra 82, so same.
Okay.
Yep. No, I just like the number. I just like it.
82.
Yeah, it's a good number. And then we are our government names on Facebook. So there's that. But yeah, it was an interesting week of a whole bunch of random stuff and kids getting sick, and then ended in a good event for me.
Yeah. Mac and cheese. I was waiting to hear about this mac and cheese that she was making.
Oh,
we didn't talk about the mac and cheese.
About how my kids forced me to make mac and cheese.
But that's okay. So yeah, she was contemplating making this mac and cheese. I was listening for all the days following last Sunday about the kids want mac and cheese. She don't want to make mac and cheese. She want to wait till Thanksgiving because she only want to make that mac and cheese once. And then she broke down and made the mac and cheese. But then she stopped talking to me.
Wow. That's what happened. Okay. Well, I told my kids I was making dinner, and I was like, I'll make chicken, green beans, chicken, cabbage, mac and cheese, and cornbread. And they're like, ooh, yeah. Da-da-da. I'm like, they awfully excited about that for some reason. And somehow, in separate brains, they decided that I was making homemade mac and cheese because I said I was making mac and cheese. And I'm like, in this conversation, I'm like, yeah, because there's already a box of Velveeta up there or whatever. And they were like, Velveeta? And I was like, what did you think I was talking about? And they're like, I thought you were making mac and cheese that you put in the oven. I was like, absolutely not. Not after getting home from work and, getting y'all, and absolutely not. And they were really feeling some type of way. And then I was like, okay, well, if I go to the store and I decide to buy the cheese, then, whatever. Somehow I bought the cheese. Then I was like, well, I'm not shredding it. So if y'all want mac and cheese, y'all gonna have to shred it. And I thought they were gonna be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. They came back in like 20-something minutes and was like, the cheese is shredded. I was like, but if I said go in there and clean that bathroom, would that bathroom be done in 20 minutes? Absolutely not. So then I'm sitting here mad, and I'm like, fine, I'll get up and I'll make the mac. And I went in there and all the cheese was shredded. There's a big bowl full of cheese, and then there was another one because there was so much cheese. They had, to get another thing. And I was like, man. So I made it or whatever. It was super cheesy. It was so cheap. I was like, this is like kind of like a ridiculous amount of cheese. That cheese pull was crazy. I took a video of it because it was just like, and I don't have a microwave right now. So my children are like, how do we warm up food? And I'm like, on the stove or in the oven. And they were acting like it's so foreign to them and they don't know what to do. And I'm like, is this really what life is like? Like, they don't know how to warm up food without using a microwave?
Life is different now.
It's hella different. Because even when we had a microwave, we still put stuff in the oven. Because you don't...
Life is different now. These kids don't stand a chance to have no patience for nothing. Because everything is instant.
Yes.
Instant gratification. Instant notification. Instant this. Instant now. Imagine if we had to go backwards in time. They had to go back to dial up or something.
They wouldn't make it. They'd be like, I'll just go over there. It'd be faster for me to walk.
They'd be on the freeway sometimes. I'd just be chilling sometimes, be driving, like whatever. And they'd be like, Mom, why are we going so slow? Well, traffic.
Yeah.
Like, why are y'all in more of a rush than me? I'm driving.
Right. Or they be like, how much longer until we get there? Are you kidding me? You are sick. Go to sleep. Because you're just sitting there. I have to pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, you on your phone doing your thing, and you still like, well, how much longer? Not going to your house no more. Now they just kind of like, okay, they look out the window, they know about how long they got. But that first time, they were like, oh my God, like how much? And then we kept going different ways. So like I said, when we first started going out there, G kept taking us different ways. So I was always so confused about how to get out there until the one time I got off the freeway. And I was like, oh, I only got to go up this. And I was like, I'm doing this all the time because that's just easier for me. But they would just be like, oh my God, how much? And I'm like, oh, you're writing.
Mm-hmm.
You're writing. Shut up. Mm-hmm. I'm telling them to shut up. But that's how I be feeling. Like, just, what's your beef?
Mm-hmm.
But so was it the other day, Renauda was like, Mom, how do I warm up the mac and cheese? And I said, you put some milk in it and put it in the oven. She's like, oh my God, that's going to take forever. I said, okay. Like, that's the only way we don't have a microwave. What do you want to do? Are you going to set it outside in the sun? We don't got no sun. Like, what do you need to, like, she's on some, like, well, go buy a microwave type stuff to make her life easier. No, y'all going to learn some stuff that I didn't realize y'all didn't know because we've had a microwave.
Life is so convenient.
They read on the back of how long it would take to put a Hot Pocket in the oven. And was like,
absolutely not.
I don't even want. I don't need it. We no longer eat Hot Pockets.
I would rather cook from scratch.
Right. Yes, literally would rather just make a whole nother meal in the same time though that it would take to heat up a Hot Pocket. But they're like, nope. So Renauda's like, can I cook? Because she don't want to warm nothing up. But except that mac and cheese, she made sure to warm it up. That was funny. But yeah, it's been interesting. And now I still got to make it again for Thanksgiving. People talking about, on Facebook, because I posted that. Oh, well, you can make the mac and cheese or, but the mac is so good. I don't care. We about to have it next week. Is it next week? Week after? Something like that.
Very soon.
Right. Too soon to where I made it the other, like it just don't make no sense. Now I got to go back and buy this cheese all over again. I'm annoyed.
Mm-hmm. I feel you. I don't know what I'm doing for Thanksgiving. I don't really have a plan. Auntie Linda said she was coming over. I was like, oh, we doing it at my house? Like, okay. Oh, okay. Cool. And then Auntie Tammy said, I think we going to Uncle Arvell's house or something. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know where it's happening, but
just let me know where
I'm sure I'll be there. Am I cooking? I don't know. I feel like I've just got so used to like making a couple things and then going somewhere else that I no longer make the whole entire meal at home.
So we switch off. My brother does Christmas and Thanksgiving, and then I'll do Christmas and Thanksgiving. But we both cook. So we both, contribute and cook everything. And I'm just like, this is a lot. It'll be at my house this year, but my brother can't come for Thanksgiving. So that means I literally have to cook everything. And normally I don't do the turkey. So I have a recipe that I want to try. I know I said don't be trying stuff on Thanksgiving, but at the end of the day, I got to try to make this turkey or we not having turkey. So I know I can make a turkey. It's just the recipe. I don't want just we put butter and herbs on here, which is fine. But if I'm going to make turkey, I want to make this Cajun turkey. It sounds like it's going to be good. This Cajun butter and all this other stuff. So
I'm not eating any meat this Thanksgiving. That's going to be new.
Mm-hmm.
This little journey of no meat has been, it's been interesting. Like once in a while, I'll want to eat some meat, but it feels like it's more convenient to eat meat. It's not very convenient to be a vegetarian or a vegan.
It's not.
And you have to plan ahead. And I kind of like that. It makes us, we have so many more vegetables in the house. Like we eating a lot of greens and stuff, but I haven't really had an urge to eat meat or felt a need to eat it. It's just, there's more convenient meals, things that sound a little better that have meat in it than what doesn't have meat, But I like it. Yeah. which is, it's just weird to like that because I always thought it was weird.
Yeah. No, I've done it before, and it definitely takes some planning. And people are like, well, you can't even eat fast food. Well, first of all, you don't necessarily need to eat fast food, but there's vegan and vegetarian choices at almost all fast food restaurants, not McDonald's. They said they cannot guarantee that anything on their menu is vegan or vegetarian. I'm like, not even the soda? It's like, we can't guarantee. And I was like, okay, so that's a little weird. But like I started eating this burrito from Taco Bell, like when I needed something, like, you at work and you got to just grab something on the go. What is it? The cheesy rice and beans burrito, or cheesy rice burrito, or something like that. You just take the cheese sauce off of it, and like I added onions and whatever other vegetables I could think of, or sauces and stuff, and it ended up being really good. Something I still eat after not being, vegan anymore. So it's just a mindset. Like, and people are like, oh, that's so hard. It's really not. You just got to be like, I'm not eating meat, and then remember that you're not eating meat.
I think
it's
that's
not the
the hard
craving
part.
thing. It's the remember, like, oh crap, because there was like in the first couple of days, I was like, oh crap, I'm not supposed to be eating meat.
The first day, I said, all right, we're gonna do this, and then there was pizza. The pizza came out, and I ate a piece of pepperoni pizza, and I was like, oh, I felt like a failure. I was like,
start again tomorrow.
Dang, like I just started. Okay, and my husband's sister was like
you just started.
Like, Kennitha. I was like, I know, my bad, but I haven't made a mistake since.
Yeah, it's like, and like I said, it's not hard. It's just the remembering.
Right.
Like, it's not like, oh my God, I need to have some meat or I'm not going to be able to. It's like, can I spit it out? Is it too late?
Or the being hungry, and it's like all that's here is meat options. Like when we went to that restaurant. What's this restaurant? I never got my food, but the only thing on the table was meat. And I was like, well, so I can't eat.
That's crazy.
All this, like, anybody want this? Anybody want this? But all the stuff that they was throwing out there had meat in it. And I was like,
can't do it.
That was tasting my patience because I was hungry.
Y'all eating meat come December?
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
It was I thought it was just a no meat November. She just started it out of nowhere. See how many people he can get on board. And I was like, I'll do that with you.
I would do it in December, but I'm not doing it in November.
Because you want to eat turkey?
Not even turkey. I'm not even a huge turkey fan, and I don't eat pork anymore. So I don't know why I'm refusing to do it in November. Either. It could just be being combative as, a natural stance. But in my head, if I want to eat turkey, I need that to be available. I guess I could have did no meat November and then just been like, but my exclusion date would be Thanksgiving and then going back to it. I could have did that. But it's too late.
It's not.
And my OCD was like, we should have started this November 1st.
He did. He just didn't say anything tell me until the 2nd or the 3rd or something.
It was a couple days. Okay. I'm like, I know we had that conversation, but I feel like it was a couple days. It was already too late for my brain to start it.
I was like, yep, I'm going to do it. Jump on board.
Probably because I just didn't want to, though, just to be honest.
All right.
Okay.
Well, let's wrap it on up here.
Wrap it up.
We already gave our gems.
We did.
Learn something in every situation.
And listen. Listen to the people.
And learn. Yeah. And we hope you enjoyed this episode today. This was,
really good episode. A little unorthodox in the, Miss Wells had to get to her singing engagement, though. And if you've heard her sing, come on now. You know why it's important. And then I was gonna show y'all the pies and stuff, but they're over there and it's just too much. Can you reach them? Okay. And then we're gonna cut because I hope they can't hear that.
They can hear your stomach.
They can.
I can hear your stomach.
Please. What does it say? Something a happy life.
Something happy life.
So that's my cake in there. I don't know if y'all can see my cake or not. I don't know where the camera thing is, but that is my pound cake. And then she makes these mini pies.
I'm about to eat one.
That are so cute and they are so good.
Is this a pecan pie?
They're sweet potato pies with pecans.
Okay then.
Yeah. So absolutely. amazing. She can bake, she can sing, she can teach, she can mentor. She is a beautiful human with all kinds of skills. And it's just amazing to know her. But thank you for joining us on Talk to Them. You gotta say my part because I said yours.
Oh, well, all stories matter.
It works.
Yes, thank you.
Bye.